back then, right? Like I remember when I was an agent, like I can go ahead and search, records from any police department anywhere in the country. Hell, I was even able to pull up Canadian records if I wanted. But that was not what it's like, guys, back then in the 70s. You had to manually call people and and then they would go look for the records by hand. And then that's assuming if they were able to even find it, then they will call you back like a day or two later and tell you, oh, yeah, we have a police record on this individual. This was before NCIC, NLITS, all these interstate databases that track criminal activity or track criminal records. This was way before all that. So everything was done by phone, by typewriter, by fax. And obviously it would take days, if not weeks, for you to get a record back. For some of you guys, I did a podcast on the shooting in the Miami case, right? So back in 1986, there was a shooting with the FBI and a bunch of individuals. Now, mind you, the reason why they got into that shooting, guys, was because they tried to get DMV records for one of the individuals. Had they gotten those DMV records in time, they would have identified the individuals and been able to do surveillance properly. But since they didn't have the DMV records and didn't necessarily know what the guys looked like, that ended up with them following them to try to identify them, and then they ended up getting in a shootout and dying, okay? Those are the dire consequences of what it was like prior to automated computer systems that would allow you to get records instantaneously in the criminal justice system. So in the 70s, it was even less refined than the 80s, guys. So I can only imagine how long it took these guys to get a records check back on Gacy, where they had to make phone calls, etc. And at this point, they got a missing individual. So they're probably telling them, hey, I need these records immediately. I need them now because we got a missing person. And every single hour that passes by when you have a missing individual, the chances and likelihood of finding them alive diminish with it, guys. All right. So go ahead, like the video for the W commentary, and let's get back into it.